In this video, we're going to illustrate how to take a map from My Maps and import it into Google Earth, web-based version of Google Earth. So here we have a map of earthquakes, volcanoes, and plate boundaries. And so on the left here, you can see that there are three different categories here that I've imported. These were all imported from spreadsheet files, basically from CSV files. So I can turn off the plate boundaries, and you'll notice that they disappear there, or then I can turn off the earthquakes. And so you can see the various different features, and I'll turn off the microplates and so forth. So now we can see that there's all these various different areas here that we can control, just turn on and turn off. And I'll turn off the plate motion there. And then finally the plate boundaries. And so now we just have a clean map. Let's say I wanted to export this map. So I'm going to put the earthquakes and the volcanoes. And then I'll also put just the plate boundaries here. So I'm going to put those things over here, and I want to export those. So you can go to the More menu, the ellipsis menu here, and say Export as a KML or KMZ file. KML and KMZ just stand for Keyhole Markup Language or Keyhole Markup Zipped, and that's a language that was developed for basically for plotting data on a map. So we're going to take, in this case, the entire map, although I could just choose one of these things here. So I'm going to choose the entire map. And I'd say I'd like to just take the default download. So now you can see it's downloaded over here into Chrome. And if I go to Google Earth, and now I want to import it here, I'm going to choose this menu over here, which is my projects menu. And then so I'm going to click the projects menu, and I'll say I'd like to do a new project. And I'm going to import this one from as a KML file from the computer. And again, KML and KMZ will both go in well. So I'm just going to click on the most recent file there that was selected. And now it's going to import it. And now you can see on this map right here, we have the earthquakes and the volcanoes all plotted on the same map with the plate boundaries. And then if you wanted to do an image of one of these, we could go in here and we could take a look at some of the things. Like right here, we can look at that one and we say, oh, well, what is that? It happens to be a stratovolcano. It's telling me exactly where it is. So I can zoom in on this page right here and say, okay, well, what was that particular image? Or I could click on another image here just to see where it was. So under volcanoes, let's say I wanted to look at the Ararat here. It's going to go right there. It's going to take me to that location. There's not Ararat, but I'm sorry, Aryat. And if I wanted now to edit that, I can click on that right here, and you'll notice up here I click the Edit tool. And under the Edit tool, you can see that I can take a picture. So let's say I want to put a picture here. So I'll just do a search for, type in Aryat, search. And so you should see pictures of that volcano. So we can see here, I'll just put that one there. I'll select that. And you'll notice it's going to pop up here. And then I'll just choose another one here. I can choose multiple ones here, just to give people an idea of what it looks like. And then I can also go to a different view here. So let's say I go to 3 view here and back up. So I'm going to back up. And let's say I wanted to capture this view. So let's say I wanted to look at that. I'll say capture this view. And now that view is going to be saved there. So the next time that somebody goes to look at this volcano, they're going to see it from that particular perspective. So once again, if you click on the preview button here, and now you'll see there's the picture that we had there. We have another picture we can see right there. And so it's just toggling through those. But the main screen is showing us this view right here. If we click back and look at the view here, we can scroll through. Let's say go to another volcano. And that'll take us to that volcano, and we can move around the globe looking at various different volcanoes and doing the same thing. So here we are in Iceland. We're looking inside the crater, which is like a crater lake right there. And so let's say that I want to edit that. Again, click on that. And now it's going to tell us some information and so forth we have about this. Let's say I wanted to copy some information about Askaya. So I'll just go ahead and just do a search here for Askaya. And let's say we have, so I do some kind of a thing. Let's go ahead and just take something simple here. I'll just take the synopsis here. And then I'll put that back into my edit right here. And now this is going to appear as information about that volcano. So if I click here and paste in, you can see all the information is there. So now I can go back and I can preview this. And there we are. We're going to have now some information up in this corner so the student can read about that particular volcano. Let's go ahead and get some pictures about it. And once again, we'll just put in here and just do a search. When we find a good picture of it, let's go ahead and take a picture and insert it. And again, you can take multiple pictures. And again, this could be of whatever is relevant to your subject you're teaching. So now we have a couple pictures of the Crater Lake there. And let's say I wanted to capture a view. Again, let's go ahead. I'm just going to choose a 3D view perspective. And that looks pretty good. I'll pause it there, capture that view. So now when we look back there, look at the preview, you should be able to see that those will be saved under Askaya, and you'll be able to get the pictures there of Askaya, or we can go back over there to Aryat, and we will zoom back in there, and you'll notice as we do so, you'll see the pictures that we put up there, any text we put there, and then it's also going to save that particular perspective. Notice that this perspective that we're seeing right here is the perspective we said we wanted to save. Now, there's many other things you can do with this. I mean, in terms of like, if you wanted to, put, measure things. For example, let's say I wanted to measure, let's say this particular perimeter of this volcano here. I could do so. Obviously, it'd make more sense to put it in a 2D view because it'd be easier to see. But if I click on that now, okay, and we can now actually calculate an area for that. So now we've calculated that area, and that can now be put there as a polygon we could put on our map, so forth as well. So again, just many features you can add into this to make it as functional as you want to for whatever it is that you're trying to map. Okay, that's just a real brief synopsis there on how to import files from My Maps to into Earth, Google Earth on Chrome or on your web browser.